That's not the right one. There we go. What's up, everybody? It's me, and my voice is gone. And why is my voice gone? That's an excellent question, because I have been traveling and talking for forever. And we're here to maybe talk about that in a minute. But, you know, we got to wait until all the fun stuff happens. So let's shoot the shit until that happens. I'll fix the chat, which is clearly not set up correctly. I know, gosh. What kind of like amateur hour is this? No, I texted. Thank you, Joe. I know. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Stern's new Cornerstone game, and I will be able to ask you answer all sorts of questions about it. And yeah, Army webinars in an hour. What the hell? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean, Howard? Oh, you took it off so you could watch this. Amazing, my dude. Ask you a question. All right, Brad. Brad, should pineapple be on pizza? That's what I want to know. These are the real questions we're dealing with right now. Oh, look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff that's messed up. I haven't used this particular layout since we redid all the stream. Here, we'll put that over my face. Boom. Is the pro model stripped down? We'll talk about that in a little bit. I can't answer any of your Pin Stern related questions until they do their silly video live, because we're dealing with Disney, and Disney is, well, you know, Disney is as Disney does. What is this? Yeah, my allergies are killing me right now.
Hey everybody, it's George Gomez. It's Stern Pinball.
Let me know. Tell me if the audio is coming through clear.
An epic pinball adventure.
Oh, the Stern Army dealer webinar. Gotcha.
Iconic monsters of all
time. So they gave us part of that presentation when we were there.
King Kong.
Oh man, we gotta fix that too. Oh, good lord. This is before I changed how the rewards are done on here. I want to fix all this stuff. God, there we go. That'll have to do. What's up, Tub Guy? I missed you. All right. Sounding good. Fantastic. You love to hear it. You love to see it. I will say, like, I mean, I can talk about the non SW related things. Your Star Trek stuff. YouTube premiere thingo. Thank you. Star Wars. Yay. Tough Guy does look excellent. That's very true. Is it this guy right there? It's definitely not me. That's awesome. What's up, Nuclear Black? Good to see you.
Oh, now I can see.
Look who's joining me. There's an Illuminati lady who may have not snuck a 13-inch dildo into my goddamn bag when I went to go to see Stern. Thanks for that.
Tis I.
Yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you missed the hilarious journey of me going through TSA with a 13-inch dong. So that was fun. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looked like. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's hard to do. I'm gonna hit you.
Actually, ow! Stop hitting me. They can't even see that. Hell yeah, dude. TSA pre-check all the way. And do you know why I was TSA pre-check? Because this girl set it all up. She helped with everything with the trip. She did the booking. She did the focusing going out. Get out of here. Nobody cares about you, Aragorn. Yeah, she handled everything. It was so amazing. I got to focus on packing my gear, bringing my camera. I will be posting a metric ton of content regarding this trip. So look forward to that, I hope. If you are interested in seeing any of that, we'll have it soon. Oh. 1 minute ago. We're live, baby. You guys ready? Oop, wrong one.
You're so good at this.
I am me internet good. Okay. Welcome, everybody. The moment that many of you probably have been waiting for. This is Stern's new Cornerstone game, Fall of the Empire. Let's take a look at the trailer, and then I will tell you all about my experience. As a little preference before I hit play on this, I like Star Wars. I am not a huge mega Star Wars fan, and you should know that going in, that some of my criticisms on this are going to be from somebody who is not a huge Star Wars fan. So if that makes you butthurt and you don't like what I'm saying just because it's from someone who doesn't like a Star Wars franchise as much as you, I'm sorry, but this is my opinion. So yeah, I played the game for a few hours, and another important point is that like we spent a lot of time kind of like talking and mingling with everybody that was there. So this isn't the same assessment as like having a game in your home and like just obsessing over it and playing it for hours. So, you know, take all of this with a grain of salt, that a lot of these opinions aren't going to be fully like, you know, vetted, right? There's a lot of stuff about the game that may not be, you know, aware in an hour of playing. All right, let's get in. I'll get into that, Joe, in a bit. So let's watch this.
Hey everybody, it's George Gomez at Stern Pinball, and we're here today in a galaxy not far away to launch you into the legendary Star Wars universe with our latest game, Star Wars.
So this is the LE model.
With its debut
The LE
in
model is
1977,
themed
Star Wars
as
redefined
Hoth.
pop culture and remains
The Pro is
one of the most
Andor, and the
iconic
Premium is
influential
kind of like
themes
in
of all
between.
time. We're excited to bring Star Wars to a new generation of pinball players, taking them on an epic adventure to relive key parts of the Skywalker saga and save the galaxy once and for all. Fueled by
Hey,
our
what's up,
brand
Johnny
new
Two Slaps? That's
Spike 3
awesome.
technology,
Welcome.
Stern Pinball Star Wars.
I got to meet Johnny in person, and
will have
I was pretty
players
fucking stoked
returning
about
to
it.
The story that started it all. Players will experience
this is the
timeless
premium
Star Wars
model.
moments through a pinball adventure like none other.
This Premium has the
This
side
next
lighting
generation
upgrade
of Spike
too.
3 technology features a robust enhanced CPU.
And that in the
allowing
background
us
there
to
is the Pro
seamlessly
model.
integrate high-quality film assets and custom animations that really
Morning,
highlight
Stan. What's
our
going on,
new,
man?
larger full HD display. Game
So that-
assets including John.
So I'm going to pause it real quick. The HD display is awesome. I like that it's not them trying to imitate Jersey Jack by interfering with the kind of central backglass artwork, which is kind of like a pretty big staple of pinball. And we'll talk about what they've done with the speakers here, because there's some good stuff and some strange
sound
stuff.
Amazing on our all-new audio system. And this is just the beginning of the Spike 3 platform. Over the course of the next year, you'll see an array of additional Spike 3 platform features that will continue to enhance performance and usability.
So we talked a lot about Spike 3 at Stern, both during the presentation and then again afterwards. I sidelined George and asked him a bunch of audio questions and stuff. So I have some information on what Spike 3 is going to be and what it is currently. I will say, set your expectations. Spike 3 is excellent. It is for sure very excellent, but it is also an iterative step. It is not like if you were expecting like an absolute like innovation in pinball technology, it's not here. It's all the things you like about the Spike 2 platform or don't like, and they're all improved slightly. And for me, that's fine. I don't think it needs to be anything more than that, because I don't think Spike 2 was really deficient in many ways and in things that couldn't have been fixed with code and stuff.
In addition,
like
to
better
the new
interface for the menus
technology,
and stuff.
The game also highlights vibrant hand-drawn artwork. And now I'll hand it over to
The
legendary
artwork
game
is
designer
awesome.
John
The-
Ford to take you through.
Yeah, so they hired a bunch of different asset designers for the backglass. They had a specific person that did character likeness because they wanted to. I'm talking and moving like I'm on the camera. I'm not. It's cool. She's in focus. So I'm going to talk, but she's going to move her mouth so it looks like she's talking. You ready? So they hired a bunch of people to they hired a guy specifically to do likeness to make sure that all of the faces like came off perfect as they were supposed to be. Giant Two Slap says the game still has a lower Spike 2 cabinet, but this new box is all Spike 3 electronics. So, and part of that is also like, the speakers are much deeper. And at some point, George said, I don't know if that's already in, but they're going to be an enclosed back box around the speakers, which is going to help that audio fidelity. They've moved the power transformer. It's in the middle of the box as well now to make space for that. So I think logistically, get out of here, dude. Now is not the time. We're talking about Star Wars.
It keeps focusing on me.
Yeah, I'm going to fix that.
I'm trying
I
to
know,
get
you're-
in line with you.
You're the star right now. I get it.
It's because I have Princess Leia vibes.
It's true, though. She does, everybody. All right, let's put her slightly out of focus. This should be good. All right, anyways. Yes, so the Wi-Fi is now both 2.4G and 5G combo. It's got a better antenna. They talked about some sort of possible range extender antenna that you could put on it as well to give it even more range if you're in like a basement or far away from your router or something. All right, Johnny Two Slaps. By the way, everybody, Johnny Two Slaps is from Stern and met and talked in person. Game producer, I believe, is your official title. So they're here to also answer some of your questions too. So this is some of the stuff about the artwork. So concept art was done by Vince Prost. I hope I'm saying that right. The likeness guy, that's Bob Stevlik. He did an amazing job. I'll pull up the artwork for the premium and you got to see that. It's really impressive. So yeah, let's finish the video.
All of the exciting features in Star Wars Fall of the Empire.
May the Force be with you.
Hi everybody, I'm lead game designer John Borg, here to
This is lead game designer John Borg.
Thank you.
show you everything in our latest game, Star Wars Fall of the Empire. Players can take down the AT-AT by attaching their snowspeeder's tow cable and shooting the spiral ramp to send it crashing down.
Yeah, so the ramp kind of emulates the pattern of the, little snow speeder or whatever going around it. I know some people we were speculating that the mechanic for this was probably going to be like the old Avatar mech, like the early Stern Avatar, and that it was going to drop it. Someone expressed to me that they wish that this moment of it being dropped down onto its legs was like a bigger moment in it, and there just isn't enough playfield space, and I totally get their decision here. The Death Star has a mechanic that you'll see in a little bit, I'm sure, that is much more exciting and engaging, but there are some things about it that I'm concerned about, and we'll get into that.
Mirroring the breathtaking scene from The Empire Strikes Back.
I don't know if you've seen that movie, but that's what happens in it.
Dismantle the battle stations during Death Star Multiball in order to
So Dark Star, there's some cues from the John Williams score, and then there's a lot of music that was written for the pen itself directly. So all of the music is not all from the movie.
Take down the Salacious Crumb drop target to access the Sarlacc pit.
So this is one thing that I'm going to bring up as a criticism early that we talked about was little influencer groups there. So this is supposed to be the Sarlacc pit. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I really wish that they had put a decal in here that was like the teeth of the Sarlacc, because as the way it reads right now, it just looks like it's a whitewater spiral, the whitewater thing. I can't think. Someone in chat's gonna have to help me out here. There is lots of music, or there is music. Okay, there's 2 licensed tracks. The main theme of the Imperial March. Honestly, who really remembers any of the other cues off the top of their head? Actually, I can think of a few. And I love when the TIE fighters are coming in when they're like trying to defend the Millennium Falcon. That's a great one. Boom, 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 boom. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, anyway, so I do wish that there was a decal on here. But having said that, if you look at this, there are absolute toys galore. They really elevated the amount of sculpts in this game by like a billion, and compared to like normal Stern offerings. So you can tell by the trim here on the edges that this is the LE because it's blue. It's got the impression lighting system or whatever they're calling it. And I believe, Johnny, can you help me with this? The premium does or does not come with the lighting package. I know you can add it because it's set there with the inlays. The Pro doesn't, but you can modify it. So we're gonna the difference between the Pros and the Premium / LE is not a lot. It is mostly cosmetic, with the exception of one thing. There is one. What is this? What is this?
Get ready. Get ready.
Pink Ninja Man, stop bombing my stream with your goddamn World of Warcraft play. You're a Jersey Jack guy. Why are you even here? And by that I mean, what's going on, man? Good to see you. So all of the things that are different between the Pro and the Premium are cosmetic, except for one thing, or 2 things. And they're gonna say that right now, I bet. Here it goes.
Fighters, battle stormtroopers, and play through your favorite character modes and missions. Use the Jedi ball save to save your ball on your journey to defeat the enemy.
Okay. This shit is so cool. And this is the thing that's different between the Premium and Pro. There is a Magna Sling ball save directly underneath the flippers. And it functions in 2 ways. You can level up your character, or you get powerful enough that you can hit it and it will capture the ball completely and throw it up the playfield. That's what he's showing here. Whoop, like that, right? And the other thing you can do is a emergency. This is like when you're not leveled up, because the whole thing is like you're getting more powerful as you like learn to use the Force. It is a ball save, like I forget if it's a kickback or if it's just like you hit the button and it gives you the ball and shoots it back in the shooter lane. But there is no, there's no
Use the
magnet.
Jedi
There it
ball
is. Okay.
save to save your ball modes and missions.
So that's the level 1 ball save, where you have to time hitting it and kind of
Use
get a
the Jedi ball
Magnus
save
Link
to
pulse
save
to
your
throw
ball.
it back up into the shooter lane. That's how that works normally. And then the second one is once you level it up, you can hit it and it will grab it and throw it back up into the
The
playfield.
Force is with us after all.
And then the throwing back up in the playfield works really good and consistently. It seems fine. The catching it so that it goes into the shooter lane is much more difficult. And I'm bad at pinball, so that might have something to do with it. But in reality, I don't know if that's something that you could just like skill out, or if it's going to be like, I don't know, Grand Lizard, where you kind of just hit it and pray to God that it works. All right, here, Johnny's got more info on exactly how that works. You spell Jedi with the switch closers, and when you get to JE, you get the pulse magnet, and then when you spell Jedi completely, it'll save it for you. There you go. So it's like a 2-stage mechanic. You spell Je, you get a pulse. You spell Jedi, oh God, you get gassy. I blame this Polish food that Stern eats. There's this place called Tadas Pierogies. No, it was so good. I'm gassy because of the plain food. Seriously though, if you go to visit Stern, you got to go to this Polish place. It's delicious. Shout out to Poland. What's up? Okay.
Oh dear, pinballs are everywhere.
Yeah, Johnny knows what's up.
Through the power
Obviously,
of
Johnny
Insider
knows what's up
Connect,
because they eat there
players
for
can
lunch.
explore and connect
Kyle,
to the
I'm thanking
galaxy
Kyle for that
on
recommendation.
pinball
I've been talking about this
adventure
Polish
of a
place the whole time.
Whether
I got
you're a
back. I was like, yeah,
Padawan
Stern was
or
great, but
Jedi
this Polish
Master,
place,
Star
wow.
Wars Fall of the Empire is available in Pro, Premium, and Limited Edition models. Relive the legend, rewrite the fate of the galaxy. This is more than pinball. This is Star Wars Fall of the Empire. Available now at sternpinball.com.
Okay, so let's talk about release dates and availability, and then I'll talk about some of the stuff that is different from the Pro and Premium that is not included in this promo video. The LEs are going to be ready by the end of September, and the Premiums are going to be kind of at the end of September, beginning of October, with the Pros being in the beginning or middle of October, if I remember correctly. I didn't take notes. This is from memory, so Johnny, if that's incorrect, please let me know. But in general, the game is going to be available very soon, so this is not like a wait till after Expo or something kind of situation. Let's talk about the audio, because there's some stuff in here that isn't mentioned about the audio. So the audio system on the Premium and the Pro model has only the mid-range tweeter here, or mid-range cone, and the woofer inside of the cabinet. The high-frequency tweeter here is a dummy plug on the Premium and the Pro, with the LE coming with the full speaker like assembly, including the high frequency range tweeter. You can purchase, at least on the Premium, I know, the expanded tweeter and add it to it. But I don't know if that is available for the Pro. So that's another question for Johnny or someone above my pay grade. The system can get very loud without distortion. That was something that they were advertising really big. They were like, oh, it's so many more wattages more. And if you know anything about speakers, wattage is bullshit and doesn't mean anything. It's just how hard you can drive it and how loud it can get, which is fine. And everybody who's used the Spike 2 system knows that it already got plenty loud. So it really wasn't a big deal. The things that are actually exciting about this is that they have true enclosures for the speakers back there. That prevents an issue with static pressure, or what's called room modes, where you get crossover frequencies that either cancel each other out or amplify each other, and it fucks with how the cone's moving and producing audio. So the sound sounds great, like, is the bottom line. And really what it comes down to is, like, when you have a pin, the quality of the speakers is important, but what matters way more is like how it's tuned to the room. Like, if you have your game in the corner of your basement, it's going to be super bassy and boomy, and you're going to have to go in and tweak the EQs that Stern's had in Spike 2 for forever, or at least as far as I can remember. And you can even turn it to an advanced mode and use it as a parametric EQ. So, like, you can already tweak this stuff big time. So, you know, just being able to tune your game for the space is way more important than a lot of these upgrades. So just keep that in mind. If you don't like the way your game sounds and you're thinking about getting new speakers, sure, you replace your paper cones if you have paper cones that came with your old Stern Spike 2, but then make sure that you get like into the audio menu and tweak it for the room. All right, enough of that. This guy does sound. It's my job. Look, there's keys on the wall. You know, anybody who has stuff mounted on their wall clearly does it for work, right? All right, so let me catch up on chat. That's kind of my spiel. The only other thing I remember that's different is I think the ramp doesn't actuate on the premium, or I'm sorry, on the Pro. There's this hyperspace shot down the middle, which is super cool. Oh, right, there's one other thing I want to talk about. This is my only really legitimate concern. I'll tell you a little bit how it plays, and then I'll field all the questions that I can before my mind goes insane. All right, so you can kind of, fuck me, where the hell is it? Come here, hyperspace shot, where are you? It's right there. It's hiding behind the Millennium Falcon. There we go. Okay. So there's a ramp that you shoot and it goes into this hyperspace. It flies through. Yeah, on the Pro, the ramp is in the static position, right? So this ramp kind of goes up and down, and on the Pro, I'm sorry, on the Premium and the LE, and you use it to shoot this hyperspace shot. And the moments in the game are awesome. Like the way that they've incorporated each of the primary modes and whatnot are good. This is what I'm concerned about. This Death Star. This Death Star rejects a lot of shots, and it's not because you're screwing them up. It's because as the ball's coming up here, it catches too much air off the ramp, and it's hitting this upper lip of the Death Star. And when it hits the upper area, it doesn't enter the mouth. So locking balls in this is artificially hard in a way that's like kind of frustrating. It happened a lot when we were playing, and I'm not sure if it's something that can be adjusted because this is like a curved. It's not like they can put a little plastic hat on it to keep it. It's just as it goes up the ramp, it rattles and then jumps and hits that lip and then comes back down. So you're making like arguably decent shots up there, but you're not getting the lock. So that sucks. Here's the thing that they didn't talk about. Let's talk a little bit about playfield layout. So this game basically has two sets of slingshots. There's the main slingshots down here, and then there's two floating pops symmetrically on both sides. And it adds for a lot of fun randomization. Yeah, you probably have to get your Dremel and get an exhaust port out. That's pretty funny, Brad. No, so there's two scoops that are connected with subways, I believe, on either side. There's one over here. I mean, maybe there isn't one on the right. It's a vertical target. Anyways, there's a scoop up above this that it shoots out to the right flipper over here. And you can, yeah, I'm on the right screen. And that one, I believe, connects to that. And also, when you shoot, for example, the Slarlac pit on the right, it ejects it out to the right outlane. So the right and left orbits are crazy. They're kind of like Pulp Fiction, but without the stop where it goes down the center. If you hit the right or left orbit, it's coming back on the other side like honking fast, like crazy fast.
Honking fast?
Honking fast. This game is brutally quick. And I'll talk a little bit about how it plays now. So I'm going to use two words to describe this game. And I think that many people are going to dig the first one. And I think some people are going to be concerned about the second one. This game is fun. It's really fun. It's a fan layout. Everything's really far back. It's fast. It's got that John Borg flow kind of deal to it. And the second word is it's very accessible. You can tell that Stern's pushing their initiative to try to get more people into pinball using the greatest, giant, biggest franchise that they could use. And they're doing it with a two-pronged scenario. They've got their Costco machines going out for people that are new to pinball and they don't have a lot of money. And they have all of these Star Wars machines to go out to people that aren't into pinball and like Star Wars and do have a lot of money. So this is like a two-pronged kind of like get people into pinball through Star Wars initiative, in my opinion. And you can tell because of how it plays. So the word accessible is a scary word, and I think that puts off a lot of people, but it should be fun. The question is it going to have longevity as like a homeowning machine if you are like a really veteran player? And I cannot say that we have had enough time on it to say that. And I cannot speak to the modes and stuff as much as I'm sure many of you would like, just because we just didn't play it enough to do it. So there are two multi-balls that I'm aware of. You can hit the AT-AT walker where it says light lock, very clearly here. And to the left of that is kind of like a saucer that ejects, that vucks up into the swirly loopy shot. So you shoot it into this downward alley here, it goes up, it flips around and flies out. Woo-wee-oo. And you do that 3 times, you get your ball locking, and that's one of the multi-balls. So I don't know what OCE is. Is this international related stuff? Oh, okay. So I can talk about that. So why is Star Wars Pinball not available in every territory, right? Surprise, surprise, this actually isn't Stern's fault. So the way that the licensing agreements work for this is Stern spoke to Disney to get approval for whether they would give their pinball machine in their territory. The way Disney works is they're broken into different kind of like factions of Disney in different territories. So Disney North America was all on board for this and got it approved and it was done. Everything was happy. There are Disneys in other territories like Europe and other countries that don't like pinball or just did not think that this was representative of the brand and did not give it approval. So you can be mad at Disney for why you cannot get Star Wars in your local country. And that is at least the surface level information that we were given. That checks out to a lot of degrees. It doesn't sound like it's a money issue. It just sounds like Disney of other foreign territories was just like, we don't want a Star Wars pinball machine here. That's not representative of Disney Europe or Disney Kazakhstan or whatever. So yeah, if you are international, I'm sorry. They're hoping, Stern has said they're hoping that once they see that this game is doing well and successful in North America, that other countries will lift that concern and approve having it shipped there. And then if that's the case, I mean, it's not difficult to swap it to 240 volt and send it out. So, you know, I would imagine that you will probably see these games overseas at some point. So, hi, Johnny. You just came back after I gave all my criticisms about the game. Welcome. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad. I don't know. We were just talking about how the game is not available in territories outside of America right now, but that has more to do with Disney the Disney factions that run Disney Europe, Disney Kazakhstan, et cetera, not being on board for wanting a pinball machine that represents Star Wars there, and that hopefully that they will come on. She can tell that my voice is shot, so I gotta hydrate up. Don't you dare pull that reward. I know one of you's gonna do it. Don't do it. Talking about Star Wars. It is a weird move. I know. I appreciate that. Anyways, all right. So without further ado, fire away. Tell me what your spiked questions are. And since Johnny's back now, maybe they can do it. Johnny, I do want to express my major concern with the game. If you are still here, hopefully you are. The major concern I have is that we had nothing but rejection shots from the Death Star shot. Every shot that I made up there that seemed good would somehow reject off the top lip by catching too much air or by catching, rattling on the ramp and then hitting it. Like, no matter what, it seemed like perfect shots that should attribute a lock, we're not giving them. And I think that could be frustrating to a lot of players. I don't know if maybe putting a plastic hat on the ramp itself to keep it down. Sure, you could tell me it's a skill issue, but I have a feeling when a lot of people get their hands on this, there's going to be a lot of mysterious skill issues out there. But I'm worried that the consistency of this lock shot is not in alignment with kind of what it seems like it should be. The other criticism was that I feel like the Slarlac pit needs a decal on it for the mouth, but I imagine that getting art assets and improving new stickers on it at this point is probably too late. I also understand that that's really nitpicky, but it is in line with how many mechs and how many sculpts are in this game, which is a high and beyond. I mean, pretty much any other Stern game I've seen. Like, there's so much good stuff on here. Here we go. Okay, so this is the problem. It comes up here, it catches too much air, and it's hitting this underlip here, and then it's rattling and then coming back down. No, like a decal on the actual, the whitewater funnel. Because it's supposed to be a Slarlac pit, and none of us got that. We were just like, oh, right, it is. I realize it's really far back there, but it is visible enough. And I mean, I guess in most of where the fuck is the Slarlac pit? Help me out here, guys. Joe, you probably know by memory what time it is in this video.
Multiball. Hyperdrive by hitting the center jump ramp.
That's the ramp that goes up. This is the ramp that's up all the time on the Pro.
Take down the slate.
Which is not a big deal. The Pro is totally an awesome choice. If finances are an issue, this is a great option. Oh, I do want to point out. Okay, here, fantastic. Okay, this is the Slarlac pit, or however you pronounce it. That I feel like a decal on here of just fucking the maw, the teeth. It's such a famous mouth, Yeah. If you talk about famous mouths in movies, that's probably one of them. I'll give you it, Alien. What other famous mouths can you think of in movie history? What's your favorite mouth, internet? I want to know. Tell me. What does the ball feed when the ramp is down? That's an excellent question. I don't know. Johnny? Hopefully Johnny is still here. Dune has the best mouth. All right, that's another good mouth. Dune. Butthole mouth. I'm talking movie mouths, not like pinball mouths. Dude, that's a good one. Predator, for sure. Okay, I'm catching up on Mouth of Sauron. Sounds dirty, Mad Mountain. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for hopping on. I appreciate it. I hope, yeah. So the Yoda eyes are trippy. They blink a lot, and they stare into your soul. They really do. So both of his eyes are, we should talk about the artwork, too. I think the Playfield artwork is okay. I think it is slightly better than the 2017 Richie game.
Yeah.
But the Playfield artwork is a slight creative direction different than the cabinet and the back glass. And the cabinet and the back glass, and I say this with all confidence, are fucking amazing. They really are. They look beautiful. Every single version. People have been saying like the premium and the LE should be switched, but honestly, I think depending on what your favorite movie is or whatever, you're gonna love them. You're gonna love all of them. The Andor one, which is the green one, is great. The premium is like kind of like the movie poster style one where it has everybody on it, and then the LE is like the Hoth one, and that's the ice cool one. So here, let's go back and take. All right, so that's the premium. I'm sorry, that's the Pro. This is the LE. Let's see if I can find a better shot of it. Yeah.
Star Wars redefined pop culture.
So yeah, I don't know. They're just awesome. They all have this really like hard silver like border on it, and I think it really fits with the like. It feels kind of like you're getting a VHS like artwork box from like the video store. Like the nostalgia is there in like the best possible way. All right. I really am reading for questions now, so fire away if you have questions, and I will do my best to answer them. That's an excellent question, Drainwave. I asked that question in the meeting. No, the dimensions for the back box and head are all identical. They have narrowed the speakers and added a vertical tweeter on it to make up for that additional space. So if you look at your current Spike 2, there's kind of like a black bar above the LCD screen. Essentially, they have stretched it to fill that void and then shrunk the speakers down slightly. But the glass dimensions and the head box dimensions are the same as a Spike 2 system. No. Okay, Zarin, that's a great question. When I say accessible, do I mean it's easy or shallow? Okay, so I don't think that the game's rules are shallow or going to be shallow. I can't really speak to that just because we didn't play it long enough or focus on that. You know, we're just flipping it for flow and seeing kind of like what's going on by being distracted by talking to people. What I mean is like, it's a fan layout, so it is easier to get dialed in on the fan shots because of how much playfield there is between it. But it's less mean. It's more forgiving than the 2017 one. And I think that part of the issue, I think the reason that they added the 2 pops on the playfield. Here, let me a second here. Let me see if I can get an asset of the playfield real quick. They sent over stuff for us, but like a little late. I understand that they didn't want it leaking, which I totally understand. All right, here we go. I'm pulling up the top playfield. I hope. We'll find out. No, you don't want to do that? Come on. No? That's cool. Then we'll download it and post it. I know how to internet. The internet, good. Add picture. Stand by. It's a good opportunity for you guys to mull some questions, and then I'll throw them in. Thank you, everybody, for the subs and the follows. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm going to say something sappy here in a second once I get this stupid playfield pulled up. Where the fuck did I put it? Internet. Okay. Whoop. Look at that. Big, beautiful playfield. Alrighty. Here we go. Look at this big, beautiful playfield. Okay. Sappy thing. First off, I went to Stern. And do you know why I went to Stern? because all you motherfuckers supported the channel. That's right. You paid for me to go to Stern, and I seriously appreciate that. Not only was it an opportunity for me to connect with people that I have been watching on the internet for a really long time, but just the follows, the support, I mean that emotionally, just like telling me you like my shit and everything has helped drive me to keep producing this stuff. And then financially, all the people that are following and subbing and stuff help pay for that ticket. So I appreciate that. And I hope that, you know, this content, I'm putting together a pretty sick ass video, which I'm trying to get out as soon as possible. Thank you, Doobie. I appreciate that, my dude. My dude B. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate the subs, man. Look at that, man. Stern is giving out subs. And I bet Johnny's doing it out of pocket. So really, you should give Johnny the biggest goddamn thank you right now. Anyway, so enough of that. Thank you. I hope to bring more of that to you guys in the future. And yeah, this video I'm putting together is all encompassing. It involves the Stern tour. There's some really funny Easter egg moments that happened, and many of that is because of how cool everybody at Stern is. Here's the one thing I learned going to Stern, and all of you are going to be like, "No way, Jeff, like you're crazy." The marketing aspect of Stern feels like a really cold corporate thing, and that it's like kind of like we're just making pinball, we're trying to make money, and people are very critical about like they're cutting corners here and here, and QC and stuff is going out the window. The experience at Stern was the polar opposite for me. It is like a welcoming environment filled with people that really love pinball. Like Dwight came out, we talked about D&D. We sat down about like new ideas for it. Dwight was like very receptive of this and like went and tried to incorporate some of them. Like the atmosphere there is of people that really do care about pinball. And whether the bean counters are trying to make money or not, the core group that is actually creating pinball machines is the same people that love pinball. And that's a huge relief to me. And I love that. So for whatever that's worth. Back to Star Wars. Here we go. So this is the playfield for the premium, I believe. Yeah. So let it rip. I'll move it around. We can zoom in on stuff and we'll talk about whatever the hell you want. These are the two pop bumpers that are randomizing everything. This is the Darth Vader helmet is hiding the scoop shot that fires out over it. So I believe there's a subway that connects to this. But I do not remember off the top of my head how many or what shots actually feed to it. Stern also was feeding us alcohol, so that may or may not have had something to do with that in terms of my memory. That's not constructive, though. If you say that a shot sucks, Joe, you need to be able to say why the shot sucks, and that's the important part. Like, I think that Stern, and especially Dwight, is very open to hearing feedback, but you can't just say you don't like a thing. You need to say why you don't like a thing and maybe provide a solution for how to make it better. And that's more the direction I think that Stern resonates off that kind of feedback, and pretty much anybody would resonate off that kind of feedback. Yeah. So Scott, I agree with you on that. That's why I was saying like the artwork for the playfield is mixed in my opinion. There are elements I'm going to be posting. In fact, I'll post it on Instagram pretty soon. I took my own kind of like spot shots of everything. Stern has a bunch of on their website as well. I'm sure it came over in the press kit. So you suggest they throw this all away and start again, Scribble. Well, you could make your own Star Wars pinball, I guess, if you feel that way. The backglass artwork, I wish that more of that style came through on the playfield. I will say this game is a lot more fun to me than the 27 Steve Ritchie one. And I don't dislike the Steve Ritchie one. I thought it was okay. You know, it's punishing and fast. So it's just,
I didn't connect as well with that game.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have mixed reception of it. I love the mechanic of building up huge multipliers and all that, but so I'm talking about the backglass. And the animation is really good too. I should make a note of that. They went very minimal with it. Compare this playfield art to say X-Men or Venom. You want me to do that? I think it is less good than X-Men or Venom as a playfield. But I think that the cabinet artwork is better than Venom. Maybe not as good as X-Men. I think X-Men's art package is really excellent and underrated. So, but again, I mean, that's so totally subjective.
Well, it feels like you're reading a comic book when you play X-Men.
Yeah. Has Madison, Virginia calling me? Big Pinball is calling me because I criticized the pinball machine. They're coming to get me, guys. Help.
No, it's just spam.
Oh. Is it better than Borg's X-Men? I don't know. How do you feel about Borg's X-Men? These are not hell. Come on, ask questions about Star Wars. Chrome plated. Oh, he's probably talking about the wire forms, if I had to guess. Am I buying one? I am not buying a Star Wars. And that has not to do with the fact that I don't think it's a good game. It's because I don't have space, for one. And two, I'm just not a big enough Star Wars fan to feel like I need it. I'm not the biggest fan layout person. I do like Jaws. I think that the side flipper on that really changes it up a little bit. But just in general, like I'm not like a fan layout guy. It really comes down to that. 6 balls. Excellent question. I think so, yes, because Joe, here's a good story. So I was talking with Borg about, he had a pinball nightmare, a real pinball nightmare. Apparently Borg woke up and had a horrible nightmare that the Slarlac pit was getting jammed with 6 balls and that it would break the flow of the game. And Borg said that he came in at the beginning of the morning and threw 6 balls in there and kept slamming them in there to try to make sure it wouldn't lock up, and it didn't. So there you go. If you are in a situation where you successfully get get 6 balls into the Slarlac pit, then you're Scarlac. Help me out, internet. I can't talk. It will not jam up, apparently. Should you trade Kong for a Star Wars if you're a huge Star Wars fan? I don't know. That's a question only you can answer. I like the flow on Kong better. But I have played Kong for hours and hours and hours. Like I own a Kong. I don't own this, and I played this for an hour and a half of combined time at max at this event. If IP is really important to you, like I would say, then yes, you should. Because I know that people don't. Oh, right, built-in HDMI out. Yes, so the streamers rejoice. There is a dedicated HDMI out with audio integrated into it on the new Spike 3 system board that is independent of the display out to the regular display. Apparently, the output to the display is still LVDS, but there is already the translation board built into it that provides the HDMI out on audio out. Yes, there is. There is wireless audio in this now. Spike 3 system has new wireless audio for home users. So there is no camera. They would not officially say if the wireless audio was Bluetooth or not, but it is low latency audio. In fact, I talked to, oh my God, Johnny, help me out. I'm going to mess up his name. Mark, who's the head software Insider Connect guy that is doing the audio programming stuff for the wireless audio. Make me not look more dumb than I normally look, Johnny, please. Please, Johnny. Please, Johnny, save me. Anyway, so he said that they've worked very hard to make sure that the latency is down. Yeah, that sounds right. He's made sure that the latency for the wireless audio is like almost non-existent. Wolfman, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the cult. How are you not already followed? Did you unfollow and then come back and follow, or are you a different Wolfman? He long hair, baseball cap. Nice guy. He messaged Shane directly because he wanted to say hi from Ontilt. By the way, shout out to Ontilt, where you could probably buy a Star Wars if you want one. So that is a very, very good question. So that is what they're currently talking about resolving, is how to handle multiple people with the wireless audio and how to make it transfer between players and stuff like that. I got a really interesting kind of like deep dive into some of the like creative challenges that aren't immediately like apparent to people. So I can say that that's something that they're looking at, but that I don't know. There's no definitive on that right now. But regardless, you can connect wirelessly to your game to listen to the audio on Spike 3. Like that can be confirmed. That I don't know. Is there a hardline audio port on the front, guys, for for people who don't want to use wireless out? Yeah. Black Cat Pinball made this entire game. No one else did that. No news to share there. Okay. Has the Insider Connect been integrated onto the board storage game image or on micro SD? Wow, that's crazy technical. I don't know about that. The hardware is a Raspberry Pi, like business edition, or like not corporate. I forget what the mechanic name is. It's not the consumer grade Raspberry Pi. But apparently it's beefier enough to handle all of the necessary things that they need for it. There you go. Headphone stills. I mean, that makes sense. The headphone literally is just a balanced output cable that needs to run all the way to the front so that they can plug into it. So I can't imagine that's something that Spike 3 wouldn't. Microphone, what are you doing? You got to chill. Get out of there. My butt. Yeah, you can plug it into your butt. We're going to install the traveling dildo mod. Yeah. Again, we've talked about that earlier in the stream. She left, but somebody who was sitting over here a little bit hit a giant 13-inch dildo in my luggage when I traveled. So TSA, both LA and Chicago. I brought the dildo back, by the way. In fact, you can almost see it. There it is. There you go. So this thing came with me. That was fun. All right. What pinball... Okay. Are there characters to choose from? No, I don't believe so. I forget what selection is at the beginning. Oh, man. So the multi-ball starts are really... Oh, I can't believe I didn't think about this. The callouts are fucking awesome. So C-3PO does the callouts. And... like rejected shots do like R2-D2, like bleep bloops and stuff. Like it's awesome. The audio package is very engaging. Okay, so do you know in the Steve Ritchie game how like you felt like you were playing Star Wars, but it felt kind of like a little like manufactured maybe? Like there was a bit of a disconnect. This one, you definitely feel like completely engaged in the game, both from an audio package perspective, from a video package perspective. Like the engagement as like World Under Glass or whatever you want to call it is there. And yes, it is there. You just joined right after we talked about it. There is HDMI out on it and also audio that goes out on that HDMI out lane. So you don't have to run separate cables for it. You can just capture the audio directly from that HDMI. And that's separate from the LVDS that goes to the new giant display that's on there. So here, let me show that. So yeah, I don't have any pictures of inside the board. They took the glass off and it was so dark in there and I grabbed my light to try to make sure that we could get footage of it, but it got sealed up by the time that was done. So maybe if someone at Stern can politely send me a shot of what the inside of the back box looks like, I'll post that on my Instagram and stuff. I would understand if they don't do that either. So, no hate. That's correct, Taylor. So the difference between the Premium LE and the Pro is mostly the sculptures. It's that, the ramp, and the force ability, which is the ball save mechanic that you can hit the button and it goes launching up. Oh shit! Also, I told Enzo that I would hop over to their channel because they wanted me to answer questions for them. So let me ping him, and yeah, because I think we're pretty much hitting the wall in terms of all the questions that were here. Telling them we're wrapping up. Yeah, so I was invited by Enzo and Gonzo for Gonzo's Flipperama to hop over there and be a little guestarino and talk about my experiences with it. So if you are interested in that, please head on over there. I'm going to figure out how to get Streamlabs hooked up and drop in on them and do that. So yeah, if you follow me on socials, if you know everything, how to get in touch with me, if you have questions about it, fire away, man. I'm happy to answer them. Again, with my limited stuff. If your questions are about rules and stuff, I know that you're curious. I cannot answer them. I know how to hit some of the ball locks to start the multi-ball, but that's it. Okay, so that's a good question. The goals of the game are essentially like it's like get the power, destroy the Death Star. It's all of the like major moments from the film, but not like broken down like chapters like they were in the Steve Ritchie version. It's more like the experience of like of destroying the Empire through different moments as opposed to like movie chapters. So yeah. Again, thank you. Sorry for I just realized I went a little 15 minutes over than what I said I was going to. No, I don't think less deep. All the modes are in as far as I know. There's a mini wizard mode that needs to go in and a final wizard mode is what Borg was talking about. So I think in general, a lot of it is in there. Is A New Hope represented much? Maybe. Again, it's more like the Slarlock pit is the moment. The blowing up the Death Star is the moment. The dropping the AT-AT Walker is the moment. So like those are the experiences as you are like getting more powerful as a Jedi and not like this is the Battle of Endor film, et cetera, et cetera. So, okay. Anyways, I'm going to figure out how to get over there and go on Flipperama and we're going to talk about it more. And I will answer his questions about that. So thank you again, everybody who dropped by. Please check out YouTube in a little bit. I'm busting ass trying to put this edit together of some sick ass footage of all the people that you know that work at Stern, just my experience there in general. And of course, Star Wars. I've got some high speed footage of flipping. If you want to see flippers flipping high speed, I got you covered. Maybe. Assuming we had enough ISO going. And again, thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Signing off. Everybody have a great day. All praise the Great Pyramid. And go check out Star Wars when it's available. End of the month or beginning of next month, they probably start showing up at locations. And shout out to the people at Stern who came in and took the time out of their day to make sure that stuff was going on in here. And they were here to ask questions and answer questions. Like, that's cool, right? I think that's cool. Later.